Come, sit with me for a moment. I have been waiting for you to pause, to breathe, and to simply be still. I see you. I see the quiet heaviness you carry in your chest, a weight you rarely speak of because you believe no one would truly understand. You have walked through the spring of your youth and the scorching, demanding summers of your obligations, and now you find yourself in the autumn of your earthly journey. I see the silver that crowns your head, and to me, it is a crown of immense glory, a tapestry of resilience. I see the delicate lines upon your face, and I do not see mere age. I see a beautiful, living map of survival, a testament to every storm you have weathered, every tear you have shed, and every sacrifice you have made in silence. I know the secret question that has haunted your spirit for decades, the quiet ache that echoes in the chambers of your heart when you are alone in the dark. You have wondered why your path has felt so uniquely difficult, so inexplicably lonely. You have wondered why, despite your deepest intentions to love and to do good, you have so often been met with rejection, misunderstanding, and a coldness that feels almost like hatred. My precious child, this is the truth they will never tell you. The world struggles to embrace what it cannot comprehend, and it cannot comprehend the light of the chosen ones. You have felt alien, set apart, and deeply misunderstood because you are set apart. The friction you have felt your entire life is not a flaw in your character. It is the inevitable collision between your eternal spirit and a temporary, broken world. For years you have carried a profound sense of guilt, believing that this isolation was somehow your fault. You have looked back over the decades, analyzing conversations, replaying faded memories, and wondering what you could have done differently to make people stay, to make them understand, to make them love you the way you loved them. Hear my voice right now, speaking directly to the depths of your soul. Let that guilt shatter today. Let it fall to the floor like broken glass. You did your absolute best with the light, the strength, and the understanding you had at every stage of your journey. The rejection you faced was not a measure of your worth. It was a reflection of the world's blindness to the rare, gentle grace that I placed inside of you before you were even born. Now, as you navigate this third age of your life, I see a new kind of anxiety trying to take root in your spirit. The world tries to tell you that your golden years are a time of fading away, of becoming invisible, of losing your strength. The physical aches, the shifting dynamics of your family, the quietness of a house that used to be full of noise. These things can feel like a heavy cloak of irrelevance, but I want you to know that you are entirely, brilliantly visible to me. There has never been a moment of your life where my eyes have left you. I have counted every single tear that fell onto your pillow when you thought no one was listening. I caught them all, and I hold them as precious jewels, for they are the prayers your heart was too exhausted to speak. You are not a burden. Let me say that to you again, with all the warmth and authority of heaven. You are not a burden. You are a living masterpiece of endurance. The anxieties that plague you now, the fear of failing health, the worry over what legacy you will leave behind, the dread of being forgotten, are so deeply human, and I do not judge you for feeling them. I validate every single ounce of your pain. Your suffering has been real. Your loneliness has been profound, and your exhaustion is entirely justified. I am not here to scold you for your doubts, or to demand that you simply be stronger. I am here to wrap my arms around your tired spirit, to hold you close to my chest, and to tell you that it is finally safe to stop being strong all by yourself. The light inside of you, the very light that made you a target for the world's misunderstanding, is the same light that makes you so infinitely precious to me. You have survived the harshest winters of the soul, and you are still standing, still breathing, still seeking truth. That is nothing short of a miracle. Rest in my presence for a moment. Allow yourself to feel the unconditional, overwhelming love that I have for you. A love that has no prerequisites, no demands, and no expiration date. You are my beloved, and you have absolutely nothing left to prove to anyone, not even to yourself. Let us look together at the anatomy of this heavy burden you have been carrying, not with judgment, but with the profound compassion of a close friend examining a deep wound to help it heal. Look back at how the decades have flown by. It feels as though you only blinked, and suddenly the days turned into years, and the years turned into a lifetime. Life happened with such blinding speed. You were thrust into the currents of responsibility, swept up in the urgent demands of providing, protecting, and surviving. The world shouted at you continuously, demanding your energy, your time, and your attention. And in the midst of that deafening noise, your own peace was slowly, quietly stolen from you. Because you are a chosen one, carrying a sensitive and radiant spirit, the friction of the world hurt you deeply. And so, without even realizing it, you began to build walls. You gathered the stones of your disappointments, your heartbreaks, and the betrayals of those who misunderstood your light, and you constructed a fortress around your heart. This was not an act of malice. It was an act of sheer survival. You built these walls to keep the rejection out, to shield your tender soul from the biting winds of a world that seemed to operate on selfishness rather than grace. But the tragic anatomy of those walls is that while they kept the pain at bay, they also trapped the loneliness inside with you. Over the decades, you learned to smile while bleeding internally. You became a caretaker of others' emotions, a steady pillar for those who leaned on you, while silently neglecting the garden of your own soul. The world told you that your worth was measured by your usefulness, by what you could produce, provide, or fix. You bought into the illusion that if you just worked a little harder, sacrificed a little more, and kept everything perfectly controlled, you would finally earn the peace and acceptance your spirit craved. But the world's promises are hollow. It drained your reservoirs and left you running on fumes, standing in the autumn of your life, feeling utterly depleted. Now, in this third age, the anxieties have shifted, but the weight remains. You find yourself battling the quiet terrors of the night, the fragility of your physical vessel, the shifting sands of your independence, the worry for your children and grandchildren in a chaotic world. You try to hold all these concerns in your hands, trying to manage the unmanageable, trying to write the ending of stories that do not belong to you. My dear friend, this is where we must pause. This is where you have lost yourself, in the illusion that you are the architect of the universe, rather than a beloved child resting in it. I offer you a different way, a loving solution anchored firmly in the reality of my presence. I do not ask you to pretend that the physical aches aren't there, or that the world isn't troubled. I ask you to surrender the crushing need to control the narrative. In the Gospel of Mark, I was once in a boat with my friends when a furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat, nearly swamping it. They were terrified, much like you are sometimes terrified by the storms of your later years. I stood up and said to the wind and the sea, "Quiet, be still," Mark 4:39, and the wind died down, and it was completely calm. I speak those same words over the tempest in your mind today. Quiet, be still. I am inviting you to lay down your armor. You do not need to protect yourself from me, and you no longer need to carry the defense mechanisms you built for the world. The time for striving is over. The time for fighting for your place is finished. Let the walls crumble. Let the stones fall away. I am here to be your sanctuary, your impenetrable fortress. When you feel the familiar panic of aging, the dread of the unknown tomorrow, I want you to anchor yourself in this profound reality. You are not walking into the twilight alone. I am holding your hand, matching my steps to your pace. Breathe deeply right now. Let your shoulders drop. Release the tension in your jaw. Give me the heavy, complicated anatomy of your fears, and let me replace it with the simple, weightless truth of my enduring companionship. Now, my beloved, we arrive at the beautiful turning point, the dawn of my grace breaking through the long night of your weariness. It is time for a profound shift in your perspective. The enemy of your soul, the thief of your joy, has been whispering a terrible lie into your ear for quite some time now. He has been telling you that it is too late. He points to the calendar, to the gray hairs, to the fading energy, and insists that your best days are entirely behind you, that you have missed your chances, and that there is nothing left but a slow sunset. But hear the absolute truth from the Creator of the stars. My grace does not operate on the world's mechanical clock. My time is not your time. In my kingdom, time is not a master, it is a canvas. I can accomplish more in a single, surrendered moment of your golden years than in 50 years of anxious striving. The world values the relentless hustle of youth, but I treasure the deep, refined wisdom of your age. The time you have remaining, whether it be days, months, or many years, is not a leftover scrap of life. It is your harvest. It is the sacred season where the seeds of your tears, your prayers, and your quiet faithfulness finally bloom into a quiet, unshakable peace. You do not need a lifetime to find redemption, joy, or purpose. You only need this very breath offered up to me in trust. Because you are my chosen one, I want you to understand exactly what that means for your present and your future. It means you are shielded. It means that while the world may continue to rush around in its chaotic madness, you are hidden in the cleft of the rock, safe from the ultimate harm. You are deeply loved, with a fierce, protective affection that burns brighter than 1,000 suns. Every step you take today, every step you take tomorrow, is guarded by legions of angels who watch over the very hairs on your head. You are not weak. You are fortified by the strength of the Almighty. The world's hate or misunderstanding simply does not matter anymore. Their opinions hold no weight in the courtroom of heaven, where you have already been declared righteous, worthy, and beloved. I am offering you my divine relief right now. I am trading your heavy yoke of regret and anxiety for my mantle of peace. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning, not with a sigh of dread, but with a gentle smile, knowing that the King of the universe has already gone ahead of you to prepare the day. Let go of the need to be understood by the masses. Let go of the sorrow over the relationships that withered. I am your eternal companion, and I understand every nuance of your complex, beautiful soul. I celebrate the person you have become. I honor the scars you carry. They are proof that you lived, that you loved, and that you remained faithful, even when the path was shrouded in darkness. The sunset of your earthly life is not an end. It is simply the magnificent, colorful sky that announces the approaching morning of eternity. Until that glorious morning comes, we will walk this earth together. You will laugh again. You will find joy in the simple, quiet moments. A cup of warm tea, the song of a bird, the breeze against your face, because your eyes will finally be open to my presence in all things. You are strong. You are protected. You are chosen. You are mine. Step into this new season of absolute freedom. Let the healing waters of my love wash over every tired corner of your mind. If you feel this truth resonating in your spirit, if you are ready to let go of the heavy baggage of the past and walk lightly into the beautiful grace I have prepared for you, I have a gentle request for you. Do not walk away and carry the burden again. Leave your burden right here. Leave your burden in the comments below. Type, "I receive your peace, Lord." And please, subscribe to this channel so that we may continue to walk together, side by side, every single day. I am with you always.